What's going on, everybody? I had to check live. I had to check if we were live for a second. Matt, just for the record, one of Dan. Look who it is! Look who it is!
Oh, he's here to
Dan. Boop, 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 boop.
Sorry.
Yeah, Matt, Dan, Matt, Dan is Dan's gonna like this app. So, anyways,
he puts the
big
Dan
party
in
guy.
yeah, big
Dancing Dan.
Dancing Dan
Love it.
exhausts me because Dan, whenever we go to events, is always out until 2 or 3 a.m. and I'm in bed by 8. So, yet he still wakes up. Dancing Dan. There we go. I had to check to make sure we were live because I didn't do that for one guest, Matt, and then we recorded the whole 30 minutes and never went live. And we had to redo it again. So I'm just super cautious, but we're here. We're everything's good. For those of you who are tuned in, welcome. Good morning. Happy Thursday. It is Unicorn Finders Day. We're really excited. Actually, Matt. Dancing Dan is a fan of group chat as well.
Are you okay?
So,
No.
What, Dan?
I'm not a Kathy. I did not.
Yeah, he's not a Kathy.
Yeah.
He's not a Kathy.
Okay.
Matt
But
and
big,
I are
but big
Kathys.
fan.
We'll take it.
But so today's guest is Matt Lee, hailing from Queen City, Charlotte, North Carolina. Excited to have you, man. And this is pretty cool. This is a different. I'm going to be honest with you. We have not had anybody like you on the show in your business, so it's going to be fun. Last week we had AI and healthcare, and then this week we have dancing, kind of. So Matt, let's give the people what they want. Just introduce yourself, man. Who are you? Let's talk about Sense real quick, and then we can go from there.
Yeah. So I'm Matt Lee from Charlotte, North Carolina. I am the founder of Sense. Essentially, what Sense is we connect users to bars and clubs through real-time data. So what that means is, we provide line wait times, gender ratios, how packed bars and clubs are, all through real-time data.
Awesome. I love that. All right. So we love a good OG story. How did this come about?
Yeah. I mean, so just turned 21, back in around 2020. And, during that time, it's like, that's my first experience of nightlife, and kind of, didn't have any experience. And one thing that, was a constant thing that kept happening to me and my friends is, we would go to bars and clubs, wait 15, 20 minutes to get inside, pay a $10 cover, just to find out, either we don't like the music or, it's a whole bunch of guys. And obviously at that age, we're looking to meet women and so forth. And so, at that point, we're faced with one other option is to leave that venue and figure out where we're going to go next. And at that point in time, there wasn't really a solution. So we couldn't, check Google Maps and say, all right, well, how long is this venue? Or, how long is the line at this venue and how packed is it? And so that's kind of where I came up with the whole concept of Sense and providing that real-time data, for nightlife goers.
Dang.
So then what do you do? So as a consumer of the app, you are saying, hey, this place has a pretty good mix of men and women, or the line here is shorter. Talk to us a little bit about the types of data you're collecting, how that's digested to the consumer, and then the other side of that, the club side of it. Like what kind of data are they reporting back?
Sure. So the thing from a consumer standpoint is, we're not necessarily collecting a whole bunch of data from our users. We're more so aggregating data. So kind of essentially what that means is we're grabbing data from, foot traffic, GPS locations, and buying some data from, APIs to kind of aggregate everything into one to kind of give you that real-time aspect from the consumer side. And, as far as the business side, we're not collecting any data from the businesses as well.
Okay.
I think the unique part about us is that, we don't necessarily have to be in partnership with a venue from the beginning in order to list them on our app and, provide that data for those venues.
So theoretically, GPS data says this bar has a lot of pings with GPS. There must be a lot of people here, or this nightclub that's usually bumping today is dead.
Exactly. Yep.
Gotcha.
But so Dan hadn't hopped on. Matt, talk about. Talk about one of the issues you're having though. No, Dan, this was great, but Matt actually brought this up about one of the issues he's having.
Yeah. So as far as venues, a lot of the pushback we're getting is like, if my venue isn't, that packed on a Friday and Saturday night, I don't necessarily want my customers to know that my bar is dead because it's going to deter customers from coming there. On the flip side, if my venue is packed in one of the popping places in the city, I may not want users to know that it's that way, because then they're going to come and have to stand in line. So it's a kind of, on both sides here, the pushback that we're getting from venues.
So I almost wonder, this is iteration probably 5 or 6 down the road here, but I'm almost wondering if you could then push, lower door fees out, or say, hey, we're gearing up for the next DJ, right? Maybe at the house DJ, and then maybe bring in somebody, bigger. That's going to start at 11. If you come between 10 and 10:30, entrance is $10 cheaper or whatever it might be. So I almost wonder if there's, that side of the business from it as well. On the opposite side, if a business is too open, I don't have an answer for you yet, or not bumping yet, but I'll think of one in the next 9 minutes.
Gotcha.
I'll think of one in the next 9 minutes.
I mean, I can see though, like those windows. I mean, like, all right, so we just got back from Disney with our kids, and this is, I kind of equated this to almost like the fast pass on Disney.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
because like, hey,
yep.
I'm at this club right now. We know we want to go to this club. When are you going to leave? What are you going to do? And you can almost say, hey, your cover time at a discount is between 10:45 and 11:10.
Mm-hmm.
Show up in the window and you have the app, right?
Yeah.
You can like reserve, and then they can project like, all right,
Exactly.
we're going to be busier at this time or whatever because of X, Y, Z, and you can kind of fill your club at the right times. And especially if you're a music venue, you can see, okay, we know we're going to pack out right before this. This is when the artist should come on, or like whatever that next thing is too. So
yeah,
that's pretty cool.
Exactly. Because that's one piece that we've definitely thought about in terms of like a potential business model. So, you're at a pregame with a bunch of friends, you want to go to X venue, that venue is going to be packed, because you can obviously check the app and say, all right, it's packed there. You don't want to wait in line. So basically you can just purchase your skip the line pass, on the app, and then, that spot's already reserved. Obviously it'll be non-refundable. So it's kind of going to more so push the customer to go to that venue once I purchase that pass. So yeah, it's very similar to the Disney kind of express pass model.
Yeah, we got data nerd in me. Aggregate user profiles into personas that venues may want to push promos to. There we go.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah,
that's a great idea. That's a great idea.
Because because of how public data, everyone's social media profiles are, you can pull very easily what you really need.
Well, like Snapchat's got the heat map, right?
Mm-hmm.
Instagram, I think actually, I just found it the other day. Instagram it's like buried, but there's a heat map as well. I mean, they could totally do that. And again, for the record, for people who are watching who are really jacked up about like going out at late at night, not me, but those of you who are watching, this is just Charlotte only. Dan, I'm sorry, it's not in Tampa yet.
Not yet.
Well, you need an ambassador here. So right now it's heat maps and everything else. Somebody can go on, and I'm very, very sorry I missed the precursor to this talk. There's a profile that you can create inside and say, hey, this is the type of music I like, or the type of bar or nightclub I like going to. Can you create that user profile right now, and can you be targeted by maybe an up and coming bar or nightclub right now?
So at the moment, no. That is in our roadmap for our next iteration. We'll definitely be building out user profiles because one thing we want our users to do is also to connect, meet other people, and then partake in nightlife. Right now, we're pretty much bare with our kind of MVP more so, which is very straightforward. You sign in, you have a username, and then no profile or anything, but you can we have a feed section as well where you can comment and say all right, I'm going to X venue, or come to this venue and so on. But eventually we will build out user profiles.
Well, yeah, no, oh, go ahead, Taylor.
No, I was thinking, Matt, are you guys trying to target the clubs first? Like, I guess I'm thinking how to make money, right?
Yeah.
Do you guys have like a $1.99 fee for a user to join? And then is the other side, can the club pay a certain amount of money to get the data? Because I mean, there's obviously there's so much data that could happen with this thing. Sure. What's your target first to start making money?
Yeah, I would say our target right now is more to the consumer. That's what we kind of have going well for us. We have really, really good retention right now for how long we've been in the market. So right now, like that's what we have goods going for us. So I would say first is the consumer, and then we're going to kind of work our way up into kind of the business side of things next.
Guys, I was just thinking this. It would be.
Oh, boy.
It's not quite the same clientele, but I think the structure of this app. So like
Yeah.
Strum,
Like Soho House. Oh,
yeah, Soho House. That's another thing. But with Strum, like, he's trying to mix and match, venues with artists. It's almost like, you could integrate Sense even with like just live music venues, right? And be like, almost have a persona of like, hey, I like country, rock. And then it's like, when a venue gets booked, you get notified that, hey, this venue has this artist playing.
I mean, Live Nation, there's a Live Nation does that. I mean, it's a great idea. And then there's an app that's been around forever called Songkick.
Yep.
Songkick will like integrate your playlists, and it'll pull your most frequented listed, and then let you within driving range of like where you are on there. Yeah. So, I mean,
so much you in this song. There's tide
Dan, like the Terminator. Dan. I don't know what just happened, but it was crazy.
That was wild.
Yeah.
You just became Megatron.
I was like, Poltergeist just happened in your
that was wild.
The whole movie in those like 2 seconds. So
right again, Dan.
What about now?
There we go.
There we go.
Okay, perfect.
Cow, you went full Megatron.
Yeah, that's where my AirPods like disconnected during the middle. I'm like, did they die? And it's at 98%. I'm almost wondering. I mean, you could probably tie into music systems of what would the last 5 songs, right? Because each bar, is different, right? Some are, more hip hop one night or more house another night, dubstep one night. And maybe I'm a house guy, I am. That's the night that I want to go there. Or maybe I don't know about it, right? And you can, catalog through, songs or, activity. I mean, those are all things that, can be, 2 years down the line. But
hey, Matt, I mean, what's been the adoption, man? I mean, do you have a set amount of numbers of people on the app? I mean, do you have how many clubs or bars are actually, using your app or on the app? I mean, can you kind of give some idea of scale at the moment? Because again, I know you guys are young, but I'm just curious.
Yeah, I mean, right now we're about at 1,700 users on the platform, and within that, it's about 35 to 40% retention. Obviously, 20 is average and solid, so we're doing, I would say, pretty good. And the thing about us is like we're not really doing any paid advertisement, no influencer marketing. It's pretty much all organic: TikTok, Instagram, word of mouth. So we've seen really solid traction for just the one city that we're currently in. With users coming back, month over month to use the product. And like I said, it's very bare right now and straight to the point, which I think is good. Speaking with our customers, that's one thing that they like. They don't want a very strenuous process right now. We want to keep it simplified as possible, give you what you want now, and keep having you come back repeatedly.
What do you think some of the barrier to entry into other markets would be for you?
Yeah. Honestly, I mean, I think so. Just, with Charlotte, it was very, very easy for us to kind of scale into the city. I think reason being is one, obviously me and my co-founder both live here. But two, we were able to kind of be boots on the ground, talk to venues, talk to potential customers. So just kind of trying to figure out how to kind of replicate that model, as we go to other cities. Like I said, obviously we're doing organic marketing. So it's like, how can we rinse and repeat this kind of strategy into another city without always having to physically be there? I would say it's probably one of our, biggest barriers for that.
Kind of my marketing mind kind of kicking in right now. I mean, I think probably the biggest demographic for y'all is colleges, right? So an ambassador program at colleges, definitely on TikTok, be on TikTok, definitely on Instagram. I mean, what are you guys doing from a marketing perspective to kind of really push your name out there? I mean, I know you kind of just mentioned it. Let me give you a better question. Are you like on campuses trying to do this yet?
Gotcha. So no, that is our plan for the summer. I'm pretty confident we're going to go to Charleston and kind of hit into the College of Charleston.
I want to come. I will stay out late in Charleston. I will stay out late.
No, you won't. That means 9:30.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna roll up the streets at that. Well, 9:30. Yeah.
But yeah, College of Charleston for sure. Like we haven't quite tested into like a college city yet, and so we definitely want to explore options with college students, because that is, a part of our target audience, and see how that does.
If you come down to Columbia with South Carolina, let me know. Obviously, a lot of contacts. I would love to make some intros for you as well. So definitely, if Columbia, South Carolina gets on your radar, and then obviously Dan knows a bunch of people at Gainesville and for Florida, and Jake just
Jake just knows everyone.
Yeah, Jake just knows everyone. So,
Nice.
Cool. I love it. Boys, we got anything else, man?
No, that's a great conversation. Thanks so much.
Yeah.
Oh, I have one quick question. If someone's traveling into Charlotte, would it make sense, or to for them to utilize your app to know like kind of where to go? Like, do you rate some of those places, or how does that work?
Yeah, exactly. So let me go back here. So in terms of like customer segments and target audience, we're kind of segmenting with, obviously college students, more so at 21, because you can enter bars, clubs, and drink, and then kind of young adults, and then those young adults that are just graduating college and now traveling to new cities. Obviously, I would say the number one way that travelers explore nightlife and things in a new city is word of mouth. They ask you like, hey, where should we go tonight? What's the most popular place? So that's definitely a demographic that we kind of want to tap into and say, hey, view this app. Here are options that you can go to. Here's what they provide. Here's statistics that are important to users, and kind of go from there.
Yeah, awesome. And then there was one question came in. Does a venue location have to be verified or listed in order to show on the app?
So no, like I said, I mentioned earlier. So that's the unique part. I'll say for sure is we don't have to partner with the venue and say, hey, we're going to list your app on our platform. We can just add the venue. Like that's the beauty of the way we're aggregating this data. We don't have to have a partnership with the venue from the provides any type of data or anything on their side. To have a venue on our app.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Cool. Well, Matt, man, thanks for joining, dude. We appreciate it. A fellow Kathy, for those of you who do not know what we're talking about, check out group chat. A bunch of good dudes. This is the second connection I've brought on to my show from group chat. So Matt, listen, man, keep doing your thing. Obviously we'll stay in touch through the Discord, and we appreciate you. Okay.
Cool, man. I really appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Awesome. Good luck, buddy. Thanks, brother. Best of luck.
Thank you.
I think it's a good concept. It's a good concept. I think that there's definitely some litigation, that'll need to be taken into account, like just to be kind of cover your ass from liability around.
Yeah. I mean, I just anytime there's alcohol involved and guys and girls, I mean,
are you doing the birds and the bees for us right now?
Yeah. Guys, here we go. We're going to talk about it. No, I mean,
I actually never had that conversation with my parents. I was just thinking back on it.
That actually explains a lot. That explains
it does.
A lot.
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
No, but I agree with Jake. I just here's my tip to Matt. I think focus, like I understand the guy to girl ratio, right? We've all been there. We get it. I think focusing on the wait time is honestly maybe even a bigger thing, at least maybe in my mind, because it's like he said, right? He and I were chit-chatting backstage before y'all jumped on. It's like they go, you pay $20 for parking, you show up, you wait in line for 20, 30. No, you show up and it could be an hour wait. And you're like, I'm not doing this. And you go back in your car. You've already paid $20. And so, I think really digging into the wait time, I think is huge.
I understand where he's at now. And you have to create some sort of entrance into the marketplace. But wait times, I think, is great. I think music is great. If there's a way to integrate into that to try to appeal to certain people, and then being able to like push, free entry, discounted entry, whatever it might be, or the ability to skip the line are ways to really grow. I think, because then you get the bars involved. Right. And I know, that he's really focused on the human side of things right now. And I want to go where other people are. And
same, me too, for sure.
Right. Yeah. But I think that there's so many opportunities to put yourself out there as, hey, we're maybe not as busy as we normally are. Don't let that deter you, right? Because there are certain nightclubs here, right, where sometimes the line is an hour and 15 minutes long, and sometimes there's no line at all. And it's, half packed, right? And a lot of people probably get deterred and don't go when it's half packed because they always think that they're going to go wait an hour or in an hour line, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and you do have, and Jonathan Martini out here on there. This is coming speaking to what you're talking about. There's so many cross sections of data here. You can integrate as an overlay on so many public data sources for this.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Obviously, you've got the obvious. You got Twitter and Instagram and TikTok, which is all public, right? You can bring all that in, but then you have, reviews from Google. You've got maps and heat sensing, that you can bring in from where people are in locations. You've also got preferred like drop-off points for Uber. Hey, if I'm here, I can hit these 3 clubs if I get dropped off here, versus if I go all the way out here and I'm just, I'm not driving, so I got to take an Uber in between each club, right? And so you've got some of those points, and then you've got the VIP piece where not everyone can be like actually VIP, but if you can give that experience based on,
but you should be able to pay tiers though. I think there's a paid tiered model here where it's it's like free gets you, basic features, $5, and then like a $20. And what would be cool is like the VIP $20 for cents. If you really like to go out like Dan, like it would be awesome if Dan gets push notifications like, hey, surprise, happy hour, half drinks for cents for cents users from 6 to 8.
I'd love it if he showed up though and only got half a drink though, and it wasn't half.
Oh,
half price.
That's
half drinks, half price.
It's just the mixer.
Half drinks. That's it. You get a Capri Sun.
Listen, I mean, there's so many different things that you can do. I mean, you can tie in, discounts on bottle service or entrance into VIP areas, right? There's just so many ways, in my opinion, that with that data, you can market to people that are going out, right?
What else can be hit there too? Square or Block in general and their loyalty programs aren't hitting clubs, right?
Yeah.
But you start throwing, frequent flyer, freaky buyer miles on there.
Freaky buyer miles.
However you want to label it, right? But it's
that's a great name.
I've come here. I think you can use that one, buddy, if you want to. Yeah, but I've come here 3 times this month. 4th time you get a half off or a skip a line or whatever that is, right? Start kind of getting some of that rapport in there too. There's so much you can do. It's about distilling it down.
You guys think that the side's bigger on the customer side or the business side?
The side.
I think the business side is.
I think the business
huge.
People,
you can't get but you can't offer anything to the business without customers. But you can get.
I was talking about making money. I'm sorry.
Well, I'm just saying,
the business for sure.
You can't charge for the business, but you can get an amazing amount of information about the businesses from public data sources.
I think you can charge businesses. I 100% think you can charge businesses. I think it's like, hey, you.
I think you have to think of the average nightclub owner is probably not diving into Instagram and Snapchat heat mapping APIs.
True.
So there's a huge data flow from that perspective that would be interesting and targeted for that business.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jonathan says it right here. He goes, this feels like a need to focus down first before building out. Yeah. I think right now, I think it's a wait time app. 100%. Like Fast Pass. Like, I think that's where I would go first. Like if I was in charge, I'd be like, we're going to get the top bars. Like I would, if I lived in Charlotte, I'd be like, what are the top bars in Charlotte? Let's go to them. Let's try to get a partnership or something.
Yep.
Let's make them aware. Let's be in partnership together. Maybe throw, activations, give out swag or whatever.
Yeah.
And just get 5 to 10 bars.
Yep.
Get the wait time and then just get really good at that first.
Yep.
That's what I would do.
Yeah. I can see that.
Sweet.
Sure.
All right, boys.
Well, that's cool.
Hey,
I'm interested to see where it goes for sure. Needs to get a website up.
Yeah.
And on LinkedIn. Right, but I think that's coming. Yeah,
100%.
Really a smart guy, right? So it'd be good to see him successful whatever he does. So.
Yeah, 1,700 users in bad for sure in one city.
Yeah,
Not
just
bad at
launched
all.
in January. It just hit in January.
Yeah,
Right,
so
solid. Yeah.
Right, App Store release was January 21st was the first one. So
Day after my birthday.
700 users in 3 months. I mean, even if a lot
Not
of them
even.
aren't.
I mean, if it's January 21st, it's just over 2 months.
Oh shit, I'm really bad at math. Okay, well
Yeah,
there
I
you
can
go.
tell you it's South Carolina.
Okay, all right. Well, boys, appreciate y'all. Thanks for hanging today, and we'll see.
We got next week.
We're off next week.
Off next week. Yeah, I
Off
knew
next
that.
week. Yep, off next week. So, all right, boys.
Yeah, I
See
knew
y'all
that.
soon.
I knew that.
Thanks for tuning in today, y'all.
See y'all. Bye.
Thanks for commenting.